Hey everyone, welcome to the Meta Report, where we break down some trends in just a couple of minutes. When it comes to early game core items for mages, the first one that comes to mind for probably everyone is Luden's Echo. 20% cooldown reduction, mana, a bunch of AP, and a passive that helps you wave clear and do extra damage? What's not to like? This has been the go-to item for dozens of patches, ever since the mage itemization in Season 8, and it isn't hard to understand why. But what if I told you that Lost Chapter builds into two other items and that in certain situations, they can be stronger than Luden's Echo? First, there's the Hextech GLP 800 Super Soaker. Initially, it would only be seen when paired with Glacial Augment builds that were popular on champions such as Veigar, Morgana, Cho'Gath, or Reckless's Karma. However, over the past couple of months, we've seen it on regular mage builds replacing Luden's. At 2,800 gold, it costs 400 less than Luden's Echo, but only grants 80 ability power, which is 10 less than Luden's. However, if you consider that you can get a 20 AP amplifying tome for 435 gold, this actually means you can get more bang for your buck in terms of raw ability power. In addition, it actually gives you more damage in a burst combo than Luden's would. Luden's passive, Echo, does 100 bonus damage and has a 10% AP ratio. GLP's damage scales based on level. A level 9 champion using the Frozen Hose active will do 150 base damage, and the AP ratio on the item's active is double that of Luden's, 20% of your ability power. GLP's active has a potent slow attached to it, so it's good to catch out opponents and increase your chances of picking off stragglers, as it can help you set up for landing your burst after your opponent is slowed. So in short, while you're gated behind a 40-second active cooldown, instead of a passive that can proc regularly while wave clearing or poking, it is the higher damage item for pure burst. Then there's Archangel Staff, the scaling option. Usually seen on mana-intensive champions such as Ryze or Kassadin, we've started to see it being built on Ziggs, become the staple core item on Orianna, and even built once on Syndra. The item costs the same as Luden's and also gives 20% cooldown reduction, with the caveat that it has less ability power, as a lot of its power will come from converting your mana into AP. In recent times, this has become the staple for Orianna. Orianna has pretty high mana costs, all things considered. Dissonance is a 110 mana cost spell at rank 5, and while Command Attack is only a 50 mana spell at rank 5, its extremely low cooldown means you'll quickly find yourself out of mana if you move the ball too much. So we checked 16 games in the LEC where Orianna built Archangel Staff. On average, players finish the item around level 10 and would get between 67 to 70 ability power on completion. This is significantly less than Luden's immediate power spike, but if you can play for scaling, you will be rewarded accordingly. When the tier finishes stacking and the item transforms into Seraph's Embrace, which on average is a couple of minutes later between level 11 and level 12, the passive that converts mana to AP triples, and the item will grant you 120 ability power, which is 30 more than Luden's. The item will continue scaling up as your mana pool increases with level ups, and there's also a Seraph's active, a powerful shield that can help protect yourself from incoming burst damage. So to recap, Luden's Echo is still the most popular go-to Lost Chapter item. It allows mages to get extra wave clear and is especially good on poke champions that can proc the passive multiple times in a siege or prolonged fights. However, if you can afford to give up the extra wave clear, the other two items might be for you. GLP is cheaper, gives you more damage in a burst combo, and a slow that can help you and your team lock down a target, while Archangel Staff is the scaling option. It'll start off slow, but give you more raw ability power than any of the other items once it transforms into Seraph's Embrace. The shield active it grants can be especially useful when you're dealing with backline divers that want to burst you down. Now that you know all this info, perhaps you can diversify your builds a bit more and surprise your opponents with your build knowledge. Good luck out there.